Hello and happy Black Friday, everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the PHNX Coyotes podcast presented by OGs. Flavor your Fridays by heading to zenleafdispensaries.com and use code PHNX at checkout. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Leave us a 5-star review. I'm Leah at home. Petey's literally not even paying attention, and Craig is being held hostage somewhere. What is going on, Craig?
Craig's on a perp walk somewhere.
I am, Petey, I'm in the Nikolai Habibulin smoking area of the ice den right now. On the side of the arena. There is it's what's that called? The turkey shootout going on at the ice den right now. The Coyotes just wrapped up their practice. There are kids everywhere. Apparently far too many for Connor Ingram, who commented that we're too many children here today. So he likes children as much as you do, Petey.
Again, that's why I didn't go there.
Yeah, I had to find somewhere to do this show from the ice den. Couldn't do it from the lobby. Couldn't do it from any of the rinks. So I am, like I said, Petey knows what I mean by this. This is the area along the side of the building where the Coyotes used to have access to step outside. And this is where Nicky liked to take his smoking breaks. So that's where I am right now.
Oh man. As Nicholas said, first of all, sorry for the delayed start, everyone, but I promise it was well worth it. Nicholas said the fire from the new Crewnex providing us with a power outage. We need to talk about this right off the top because there's some new merch at phnxlocker.com. Danielle, if we can pull up the graphic with these brand new shirts and Crewnecks in phnxlocker.com. It's a Coyotes, Arizona versus everybody. Are you kidding me? Like, I have never added something to my cart so quickly. Not just the Arizona versus everybody crewneck and t-shirt, but the Anti-Hero Basketball Club t-shirt. There's a new Sun Devil shirt. There's a new Wildcat shirt. Unreal releases, and all of them are available right now at phnxlocker.com, where our Black Friday sale is going on. And I know a lot of people have already bought, but get in on this. You're not going to get a better deal than you're getting today on all of our new stuff.
It's a crazy sale, by the way. Like the ability to get 90% off of something is just insane to me. Like I'm all over that. And by the way, PHNX is killing it. Our diehards, everybody is killing it right now in sales. So let's keep that momentum going because there is unbelievable merch available right now. And when you can get 90% off of anything, why on earth would you not buy it?
Can I complain for a minute?
Oh, here we go. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's Black Friday, and we talked about this in the studio. Leah said, put it in your cart and get ready to go. So what did I do? I got ready to go. I got everything ready. I had all kinds of merch lined up in my PHNX locker. Got up this morning. Everything's there. Everything's great. Great. Nailed it. Sent it. Boom. I'm set. Got everybody there.
Didn't see the new stuff.
When did that come out? Like, whose idea was to put that out after it? So I get the order, and somebody said, oh, check out these things. Check them out. What the hell were they? So I had to go reload the goddamn site, and then I had to send everybody, hey, do you like this shirt? Do you like this shirt? Oh, wow, that one's great. That's fire, Dad.
That sounds like a very like minimal problem.
No, so I had to make 2 orders.
Yeah.
And I
the
did
other
get
side of this, though, Petey,
t-shirt. Yeah.
For you guys like you and me, how awesome is this when we can do our shopping like this?
Oh, my God.
Like,
done.
Right?
Yeah, it's done.
Exactly.
And you can
Nail it all. And if
workplace.
anybody complains, really? Yeah, you're going to complain about where I work? Really? You want to say that to me? So
and then also
wear the merch because it's awesome.
Everybody's a sports fan. And we did tease those Arizona versus everybody shirts for a while. We teased them. And they didn't tell us that might be on the t-shirt too. And so I got both.
Oh, both are in my cart right now. The reason I haven't ordered yet is because there's so much stuff that I want. Well, no, there's so much that I want, and I'm like keep going back and forth on it. I have like 7 things in my cart right now, and that's not gifts for anyone. It's all for me.
Yeah, like I got the 2 U of A shirts for my son for Christmas. I'm sure he's not listening because he just doesn't. But so he's got 2 U of A shirts coming. Yeah, I got stuff for everybody. It's cool. So it was a good Black Friday. It's the best way to shop. I don't know. Can we say it's 2023? Do people really need to go to stores anymore on Black Friday?
No.
Like,
No.
why
Really
would
don't.
you?
It's a
I saw people
nightmare
on
to go to the store.
TV on the mall, like in the malls. What are you doing? Do you know there's the internet? Do they not know? I don't know. Maybe I want to try shit on. I don't know.
Oh,
You know,
boy.
the only thing that I didn't find in the PHNX locker today was a mullet magician T-shirt. I was kind of hoping to find that as well.
That's because
it's
the mullet
elusive. It's elusive.
he's nowhere to be seen. I mean,
Yeah, you
Mhm.
can't see that.
Mhm.
Some
can't have a
hopefully we
shirt
get
if
to see
they
him
can't
soon.
win at home.
Yeah, we got. I tell you what, that if not for that alone, this team needs to get a win. I tell you, Leah and I got a chance to see him last week, warming up some of his new tricks. My goodness, I was completely stunned. I think that's the only word. Amazed and stunned.
Again, I feel badly for the guy that he doesn't get paid if the Coyotes don't win at home. It doesn't even get mileage, so it's a tough gig.
I think he just pops in and out. Whew.
Oh, that may be
Mileage.
it, though, right? He doesn't even have to worry about transportation.
Exactly.
He just in and out.
I don't know. He just kind of just appears sometimes when you're in the studio. He just kind of appears.
All right.
All right. What are we
Let's talk
talking about now?
All
Talking
right.
hockey.
Well, we have a few things to get into today. We're gonna spend a little bit of time kind of taking a deep dive on Logan Cooley, and we'll talk a little bit about Thanksgiving and preview a new segment that's coming out soon. But before all that, Craig is
excited.
at the Ice Den, and Craig, there's actually some pretty significant news out of Coyotes practice today. So what do you have for us?
Well, aside from you're not talking about Connor Ringer being in goal, right?
No.
which Andre announced before I could even ask the question. Now I didn't
As
even have to
always.
ask that question. Yeah, and he asked me if I wanted to leave after that. We noticed today the defensive pairings. Ladislav Kolyachonok was a steady partner, alternating between Josh Brown and Matt Dumba, which made me look and say, one of those guys on the right side ain't going to be in the lineup. And when it started, Josh Brown was the guy that was there. So I asked afterward, and it sounds like Matt Dumba is going to take a seat. This may be something that he needs right now to just calm it down. I don't know if he's trying to do too much, but we heard from Matt Dumba after the last game about all the defensive mistakes. Well, clearly Matt Dumba was contributing to a lot of those defensive mistakes. So it looks like he's going to take a beat here. They're going to put Ladislav Kolyachonok in with Josh Brown as a defensive pair, and we'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, Matt Dumba's game needs to improve. Let's just say it honestly. He was a big acquisition in the offseason, and thus far he's really struggled.
That surprises me. I guess we wait and see till the puck drops tomorrow. Or excuse me, is that tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. When the puck drops tomorrow, sometimes it does do wonders to have a player's reset. And the only thing a coach has to motivate players these days is ice time, and that's what you have.
Yeah.
So if that's what they think they need to get him jump started, this team is in trouble right now, and they're in a hole.
Yep.
And there's this little black cloud following them, and they need something. And maybe it's a wake up call for some of their veteran players. So I guess I'm also kind of a pessimist too. I believe things when I see him. I'm surprised if they pull him out of the lineup completely, or maybe they dress 7D and he's the 7th. I don't know. They got to get him going. They got to get this player going. I mean, he's off to he's -9 right now, which would be the worst plus minus he's ever had in his career. He's got to find a way.
Yeah, I just, when you look at this defensive unit, I've got no problem with JJ Mosier and Sean Jersey right now, but beyond that, they're having some issues. Obviously, injuries are playing a role as well, with Valimaki out of the lineup, with Dermott out of the lineup. Dumba was advertised as a shutdown guy, right? His game has changed from where he was earlier in his career. And I heard from all the Minnesota writers and people in Minnesota that he really played well defensively the second half of last season after his struggles early on. Well, he hasn't carried that over into this season at all. He has not been a shutdown guy. And we've seen a lot of the mistakes that he's made with the puck or with reads or, getting caught up ice. He's got to get something going here. He's got to contribute something to this team wherever it is. I think they'd like him to be that shutdown guy, but right now he's just not giving him anything. So maybe this is good for him to take a beat here and reset, like you said, Petey.
Nicholas said, I don't know if the Vegas game is the best game to do this, but also I get it. Both him and Brown need a kick in the butt and a reset. So
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, right? You're choosing between two guys who are really struggling, because Josh Brown has struggled as well. And that's part of the problem with the injuries right now. You don't have a lot of options for who you can put in there. So, we've heard a lot of good things about what Kolyachonok has done down in Tucson. Obviously, this is a major step up. It's nice to see him at least get a look. I'm curious, what he can accomplish. And like you said, Leah, going on the road to play the Stanley Cup champs, that's a pretty tough first assignment for the season.
Yeah, for sure. But we'll see what he has, and that's a significant update. Was there any other update besides Connor Ingram and that?
Not really. Travis Dermott is still not with the team, skating with the team, so he's not ready to come back. The other guys, we're just going to have to wait. They're going to have to make do in this brutal stretch of the schedule without some key pieces.
All right. Well, should be interesting. And one more question. Was Logan Cooley still skating on the top line with Keller and Schmaltz?
Yes, he was. Yeah, okay. So you can count on seeing that for at least another game. I know we're going to get into more Logan Cooley discussion, but yeah, he was between those two guys.
All right. Very, very interesting. Well, let's talk about Logan Cooley. I think, we kind of spend about 5 minutes on him every post-game show, kind of evaluating. So we thought it would be a good idea to take a look at his play so far from as a whole. So Danielle, if we can pull up the stats through his first 19 games, and these are via Natural Stat Trick and JFresh Hockey. So through 19 games, Logan Cooley, he has 30 shots, 20 shot attempts. And Craig, you're going to have to contextualize some of these stats because I don't fully understand all of them. But his 30 shots is tied for 7th on the team and 9th among NHL rookies. And as you pointed out, it's an improvement over his early shots total, which was only about 1 per game to start. 20 shot attempts, ranked 10th on the team. I didn't put this on there, but he's a -4 on 5-on-5, which is 16th, tied for 16th on the team. His expected goals for percentage on 5-on-5 is 42.28, which ranks 21st on the team. Yeah. And then he's ranked dead last on the team on shots I don't know what that means. Shots over expected goals share.
Expected shots and goals. Yeah. It's just some of those are obviously deeper stats, and I don't want to sit here and explain analytics a little all that much for people. But and again, with expected goals, there's context to that. I'm not sure it tells the whole story for an individual player so well. But in Logan Cooley's case, I mean, we've all seen it, guys. The basic info here is that he just hasn't been very good at 5-on-5. I don't even want to say Logan Cooley has been average 5-on-5. He has not been a good player at 5-on-5. And this is not just me talking. This is not just the stats talking. They're not going to say this out loud, but internally they're seeing it. The Coyotes are seeing it. We're less than 20 games into the season, so I don't want to take too great a leap here. He's adjusting. He's a 19-year-old kid playing in the NHL. That's not an easy adjustment. What I wonder, and what I really would like to talk to you guys about, is in that next 20-game segment, and I do think he's going to get it, if we don't see market improvement, what then for Logan Cooley?
Yeah, this is hard because you've seen guys come through this organization, and we'll go back to a guy like Kyle Turris that year. You got Turris and Bodker and Tikhonov are all young kids, and they got a lot of ice time and they got a lot of looks. And then the next year came and Turris was sent down to the minors. That's what's caused all the stir and ultimately him leaving the team. It's hard to take a guy like this, Craig, and send Logan Cooley to the minors. It's almost, I'm not sure how you do that at this point. Could it do him some good? The honest truth, yeah, it probably could. Do I think that that's something that is an option on the table right now? Right now, no. I don't think there's any way I see him getting sent down to Tucson. That's me personally. I think that his expectations of leaving school, and one of the enticements to get him to leave school is to say, hey, you're going to be an NHL player. Mm-hmm. And to make that adjustment here, boy, and here's what it does, Leah. It takes the next college player that wants to sign and leave school to go with the Coyotes. And they go, well, wait a minute. Remember what they did to Logan Cooley? They said he was going to stay, but then they sent him to the minors. It affects a lot more things than just Logan Cooley. But for his development, I think his confidence is already shot. I'm not sure a stop down to Tucson is going to help that confidence. I think what he needs to do is it's got to come from him. Like he hasn't played like Logan Cooley did in training camp. I think he needs to play on his toes instead of on his heels. Everything looks to me that he is slowing things down. He's hesitant. He's backing up. He's playing slow. He gets across the blue line and wants to play slow. He's got to play fast. The strength of his game is his speed. Like he's a high skilled guy. He's got more speed than Clayton Keller. I mean, Keller's a smart 200-foot hockey player. I'm not trying to compare where they're at in their career, but Cooley has got speed that I don't think Keller has. He's got to start to show that. And next step, he's going to have to come down in the lineup. He's going to have to come down. I put him in the third line. I guess you start limiting his minutes, or you only give him offensive starts and power play time. I really don't know. I don't think the trip to Tucson is imminent. Craig?
Yeah, I want to jump in here too, but Leah, I don't know if you had anything that you wanted to say before I.
No,
thoughts.
I was just curious if you agree, because my biggest question was like, why not Tucson? And Petey kind of expanded on it. Is that your perception of that decision too?
Yeah, I do think a big part of Logan Cooley coming this season was sort of an assurance that he's going to be an NHL player. You see this with a lot of college kids. A lot of them will go back for that second year so they can assure that they bypass the AHL. Well, to get him on board this year, they probably had to make some assurances. There's also, I don't think we should hide this either. This franchise has been hyping Logan Cooley a lot. Like that, he's a big piece of their marketing, right? So
best prospect in the world.
Yeah. I mean, so are you sending him to Tucson for that? But I want to follow up on something you said, Petey. When you said it, you don't think it'd be good for his confidence. Why is sending Dylan Guenther to Tucson good for his confidence, but Logan Cooley would not?
Yeah, that's fair. And that's a fair point. And I think one of I guess I'm looking at them different and what they're going to become as players. And I think Gunther's a guy that after being sent down to juniors, I think he had to work his way back into the lineup. And I don't know if he's done that yet. I think he's doing what he needed to prove down in Tucson. He's leading the team in scoring. All of those things are great. And that is a fair point you bring up. It's worked for him. Why not do it for Logan Cooley? And I honestly, I don't have an argument for it. I mean, I still think he has another kick at the can. I mean, he's still second in the league in rookie points. I mean, I don't know if the bar is set too high for him. When we had Dylan Guenther and all of his points were on the power play. I think we got to give him when I say the team's got to give him a little bit more time. But when you bring up that argument, you're right. And now you'll start thinking Cooley, Doan, Guenther down in Tucson. Maybe that is the next step.
I mean, it's a chance to build confidence, but listen, I agree with you that I don't think it's on the table right now. Again, for the first 20 games, I completely understand it. You got to let him adjust, and if he shows improvement over this next 20 game segment, fine. You accomplished it. They're going to work with him, and they're going to try and bring him along. My concern is, and I know this is all speculative at this point, if you have that second 20 game segment and he looks like he looks right now. That attitude of, and I do think there are certain players that come up where NHL teams are very leery of sending them to the AHL now. There's a little bit of this inmates run the asylum and thing going on with certain prospects now, in the way prospects expect to be treated, or maybe more accurately, the way agents expect these prospects to be treated. I think that can create a dangerous precedent for an organization where you say, okay, these rules apply to most guys, but not to a top prospect like Logan Cooley. What message does that send to other guys on the team? Like, if Logan Cooley's doing what he's doing right now, where he, like I said, he's not very good at 5-on-5, what does that say to the team that, oh, well, he gets special treatment because, he was the third overall pick and we're hyping him. He's a big part of our future. I don't know. I don't know that there's a definitive answer for that, but I have some questions about it. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a little different, Craig, to what the team thinks. Like, I don't think a guy like Zucker or Kerfoot or veteran guys that have been around or they get it. Like, he's a number 3 pick and you got to give him the opportunity. I think the guy that's looking at the what's happening, just who we mentioned, is Dylan Guenther going, what's going on? Like, I'm leading the American League in scoring. I scored in the National Hockey League. Like, wait a minute. Like, I think those guys are probably more affected by it, going, oh, I'm doing everything you're asking. Like, and he isn't. I don't know if the veteran guys see it, but it's something Nicholas said in the chat was interesting, that he's not playing with that edge. And we both heard about that coming into camp at college. One of the things he had that other skilled guys don't have is he had that little grit, that little FU, that little
attitude, as Nicholas and Chris Peters have called it.
Exactly. And so we haven't seen that yet. And maybe he needs to play with some FU players. I don't know. Can Logan Krause and Michelli bring that out? I hate to break up the Bukestad line, but for the long-term success of the program, do you try it for a game to see if Logan Cooley can get to the net? I mean, the guys that get to the net of this team are McBain and Hayton. They're not the lineup.
Yeah. It's a tough question, because you talk to Andre right now and he'll tell you that the Bukestad, Krause, Michelli line is the one line that's going right now. Like, he thinks it's one of the best lines in the league right now. And he's right. You look at the way they play
offensively
together. God, do you break that up just to try and get Logan Cooley going? I don't know. It's not an easy answer. It's not an easy fix for the coaching staff, like you said, with two centers out of the lineup right now. But Logan Cooley, like, if you talk to Andre, he's not playing the game the right way right now. And I don't want to throw I know I'm mentioning some of the turnovers, the puck management. That's been an issue of a lot of guys on this team. It's not just Logan Cooley who's throwing the puck away. Nick Schmaltz did it twice in egregious situations in the last game. And I might add that part of that is probably because he was playing with Logan Cooley and didn't have as much space as Barrett Hayton creates for him. But when you look at him offensively, that's where you really want to see that skill, that promise that we saw from Logan Cooley in Australia. He's not going to the net enough. He's not getting to the net. He's a perimeter player. And I know that's bugging the coaching staff right now.
Yeah, this is keeping the coaches up at night. I guarantee it. And all the things we're sitting here talking about, and it doesn't affect my paycheck, and I'm going to go have turkey leftovers the second the show's over. Coaches can't do that. Like, this is like, it's up to them to solve this. Is it a line change? Is it Tucson? Is it more ice? Is it less ice? Is it power play? Is it like, what is it that's going to get this kid going? And I'm telling you, they're sitting on the plane right now talking about it. They land, they're going out to dinner and they're talking about it. Like this, they're going to have to come up with an answer, because ultimately it's their jobs that they're responsible for this. This kid's a good, outstanding hockey player. I don't think there's any question that he is going to be a long-term NHL player, but just, are the expectations too high for him right now? And maybe, Craig, I might be coming around to the Tucson thing. Again, it's not now. It's not next week. It's this team already has two guys that are injured, and you're already calling up guys from the minors. I don't think Logan Cooley's going down after the first 20 games. I'm trying to figure out where Clayton Keller was after his first 20 games. I mean, the season he ended up with 23 goals.
Yeah, he had a good rookie year.
Yeah, so it's hard. This team needs him to be an offensive threat. And right now he isn't, because ideally when Hayton comes back to the lineup, we've talked about the Bukestad line already, offensive threat. You've got Keller with Hayton and Schmaltz. That should be an offensive threat. And then you should be able to throw out Zucker and Cooley, and whoever that right wing is going to be, that should be an offensive threat. And then you've got a fourth line with McBain that can get to the net. This team needs to, and I think can be successful, rolling four lines. Unfortunately, right now it's a 1.5 line team. And that one line is Bukestad.
Okay, there's still a lot to get into with this conversation, so I want to continue. It because there's more to talk about. But first, yesterday, my whole family did some Arizona Lottery scratchers, and it was an amazing time. Great. I think this might be part of our new Thanksgiving tradition, doing scratchers on Thanksgiving morning as a family. And I will definitely be getting Arizona Lottery scratchers for everybody in their stockings this holiday season. So check out your holiday scratchers. You can buy them at Circle K. You can buy them at Fry's. You can buy them pretty much anywhere, and they're going to make your holiday shopping so easy. They start at just $1, and the top prizes are up to $500,000. So go out and buy your holiday scratchers today. And Tomorrow, it's the Territorial Cup, ASU, U of A, and we're going to be out at Illegal Pete's on Mill Ave. I haven't been to Illegal Pete's in far too long. If you're looking to hit up Illegal Pete's, you absolutely should. Tomorrow on Mill, if you're looking for a place to go to watch the game, to pregame the game, whatever it is, stop by Illegal Pete's. And if you have tickets to a game this season, you can head to Illegal Pete's before or after any ticketed event and score a house margarita or draft beer for a penny with their sound check promo. So swing by Illegal Pete's and check it out. One other thing I want to talk about with this is, and I don't want to make this what the conversation is about, I just want to point it out. We've been talking a lot about Cooley Bedard from the second the puck dropped on the NHL season. And to start, Cooley actually had more points per game than Bedard, despite Bedard having more goals. And then it seemed like there was a turning point where Bedard just kind of took off way ahead. So if we can pull up the graphic comparing these two at this point in the season. So through 19 games, Logan Cooley has 2 goals, 10 assists for 12 points and an average time on ice of 16:06. Bedard through 17 games, so 2 fewer games, has 10 goals, 6 assists for 16 points and is on the ice for an average of 19 minutes and 42 seconds. Obviously, the biggest thing here is the goal differential. I mean, Bedard has 10 goals, Cooley has 2, because the thing that's so interesting about all of this is if you're a casual NHL fan and you haven't watched a single Coyotes game this season, and you pull up the NHL.com stats, you'll see that Logan Cooley's second in points for rookies behind just Bedard, and he's tied for the lead in assists with Pavel Mintyukov. So if you just look at that at face value, you think, oh, like he's up there. But I don't know, when you look at it kind of side by side, and that's Bedard 2 fewer games and the lack of goal scoring, when Logan Cooley seemed to be scoring in every preseason game there was.
Yeah.
This is where it starts to be interesting. And Craig, you texted me and Petey earlier and said, like, Logan Cooley wouldn't finish top 3 in Calder voting for anybody right now, for anybody doing their research. Like, if you're just looking at stats, you might put him in there if you're not doing your due diligence. But that's what's so interesting about this conversation, because on a surface level, you think, oh, like, he's second in points. He's tied for the lead in assists. But then you break down these more minutia stats, and actually watch him play night in, night out. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's the 5-on-5 for me, right? Like, he can be effective on the power play because there's going to be more space and time on the power play. He's going to get points there, I think. But when you watch him on 5-on-5, again, he's not even average. He's not even average right now as an NHL player.
Okay, I wanted to put some things into perspective because I did go while we were in the ad break there. I went and looked up Cooley versus Clayton Keller over their first 20 games. And I know Cooley's at 19. Cooley has 19 games, 2 goals, 10 assists for 12 points. Clayton Keller in his rookie year, which he played 3 the year before, but we're not counting that. His full complete rookie year in his first 20 games, he had 11 goals. 9 of those were 5-on-5. So he had 11 goals, 6 assists for 17 points. So he had 11 goals through his first 20. But the interesting thing is he went 17 consecutive after that without a goal, finished the next 20 with just 2. So if he wants to get out of Clayton Keller pace, he needs to pick it up on the second 20. So Clayton Keller ended up after the first 40 with 13 goals after scoring 11 in the first 20. So he has time. We all agree that he's not going anywhere right now, but he needs to start taking a step in this next 20. And I think he can do that, but he has to change the way he's playing. He's got to get a chip on his shoulder. He's got to get his feet moving. He's going to have to try to get to the net, even though he's not built for it. He's going to have to try if he's going to want to get points. And secondarily, on the power play, he's going to have to find a way to get the puck to the net. And one of the things Craig talked about in his shooting percentages, the amount of shots on goal he's taking is not enough for a guy with his skill level. And on the power play, I think he's deferring, which is fine because you've got guys like Keller and Schmaltz. But you watch tomorrow night's game where Clayton Keller starts off on the power play, and he is between the top of the circle and the blue line. He's really deep out in the zone, and watch where Clayton Keller stands. Keller's on the top of the circle and in. I think Keller gets a better shooting angle there. I think he has an opportunity to get the one-timer off and beat goalies clean. Cooley's too far out, and I don't know if it's because he's trying to create more space for himself because the game's so quick for him, and he feels outside the top of the circle he's got more space. I'm not sure, but I'd like to see him start to creep down more on the power play, get a little closer and top of the circle in. I think he can be more effective there.
Yeah, like shot location is something that I want to dive into more. I tried to get those stats before we went on today, but wasn't able to collect them in time.
Yeah,
But
I hope to
I
have
really
those
want to take a
either
look.
by tomorrow or next week.
Yeah, I'd like to see that heat map because I'm really curious. I don't think his shot selection has been very good this season either. And again, they want him to get inside more than he has. And you're right, Pete. He's not built for it, but neither is Clayton Keller. Rick Tocchet
Right.
used to talk about this. Guys like that, it's more about timing, right? You have to dart at the right time. You have to get inside, whether it's receiving the puck or there's a number of scenarios we can talk about. But he's not a guy who's going to park in the paint. He doesn't have that style of game. He just has to pick his spots. Again, find opportunities, find space, find opportunities to get inside the paint and get those attempts.
Yeah, and with his feet, his foot speed and his quickness, his ability to separate himself from other players, I would think he would be able to do that. And the other thing is his ability to read the game. And you look at some of the best players in the world, like Sidney Crosby is a guy that comes to example. He can find those areas in the slot area or around the net without having to deal with traffic till he's there. Obviously, then he gets beat the hell up. But he is so good at disappearing, and then all of a sudden he just appears and he's in a really good scoring area. And I think Cooley he doesn't have that skill in his game yet, and he should because he's so quick and so fast on his feet. I'm really hoping now with the second game on this top line, the biggest problem is who they're facing tomorrow. The Vegas Golden Knights don't give anybody the opportunity to get to the inside, let alone a 19-year-old Logan Cooley.
And what's the matchup going to look like against Vegas too, right?
Yeah,
with the last line change on the road,
for sure.
There's a lot of
who are you worried about? I guess the Bukes that line, like we said, but Clayton Keller, Schmaltz, and Cooley come over the boards, buddy. Like that's the line you got to defend, and I'm concerned about the matchup for that particular line tomorrow. Bears going to have to really. That's going to be a coaching masterpiece to try to keep them out of the defensive zone as best as they can tomorrow. So, yeah, I hope that Logan Cooley gets a step in the right direction, and that does not mean he needs to get a hat trick tomorrow. It just means he needs to get through the game with some positive scoring attempts or some good plays that lead to scoring attempts, and he doesn't give up anything from the blue line in. And I think he can build on that as a positive. We just need to see something moving forward that he can take positive coming out of this game Saturday.
I want to get to a couple of questions in the chat. The first one from Nick Nelson, who said, if he's the same over the next 20 games, what do you do?
I don't know. Again, I think it's a really, really tough call for this organization to send him to Tucson because of the expectations, the hype, whatever quiet promises were made. There's a lot that goes into this, and it could impact his confidence. But at the same time, you want a player honestly, you want a guy who has the approach that Dylan Guenther has had every time he's had to face one of these things. When he got sent back to juniors or when he went back to Tucson, he was pissed off. That's okay though. It's okay to be pissed off. What are you doing with that anger, that energy? Dylan Guenther has channeled it. And he's worked in the areas that they need him to work in. So, at some point, again, if you feel like he needs to be down in Tucson to succeed, to get his confidence back, I have a real problem if they can't pull the trigger on that because they're worried about all those ancillary things. Ultimately, what it comes down to is the development of the player. What's best for the player's game? So you can't be afraid to pull the trigger if you need to.
Yeah, Dylan Guenther had 3 goals through the first 20, and I'm pretty sure they're all 3 on the power play. Yep. So Dylan Guenther had 0 5-on-5 goals through 23 games last year. Nope, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, all 34. He didn't have one. He ended up 34 games played last season and no 5-on-5 goals.
Yep.
Oh, no, 2. Sorry, 2.
That's all right. It's all right.
I can't read. It's late.
The point stands.
The point is
late. He wasn't effective at 5-on-5, and they saw that.
Correct.
They saw that.
Yeah, Craig, I do believe I don't see that this team is in a spot to send him down right now, and I know that might not make sense.
Not right now, but the question was, okay,
what's enough?
We get to the
if he gets
midpoint of the season.
Points, if he gets 50 points and he's on pace right now for 50 points, is that a good rookie season? 50 points?
Sure, of course it is.
Yeah,
but
so we'll see.
Again, there's a lot going on here. But listen, they also have a coach who works really well with younger players and is really focused on this. I know he's really focused on getting Logan Cooley to play the right way and get to the next level. Andre Tourigny is going to work with Logan Cooley a lot. He's in his ear already, so that's a plus. Again, you have a coach who's shown that he can do this while he was in juniors, and again, when he got here, he's worked really well with young players.
Yeah, I agree with that. And one other thing, when we come back to Dylan Guenther too, is the only reason Dylan Guenther left when he did last season was because of the World Junior Tournament, and he had this team had an opportunity to send him to play meaningful games on a team that clearly wasn't going to be successful. So they sent him to play meaningful games on a worldwide stage to help his development. If not for the World Junior Tournament last season, I doubt that he goes. So, is there a chance Logan Cooley plays for the Americans?
That was going to be my next question, because Nicholas said, does he get loaned to Team USA for the World Juniors? Is that even an option?
Of course.
Is that an option?
Sure, it's an option, but they don't have any centers right now, so you're going to want to be healthy too. So you gotta factor all that in too. Whew, this is an exhausting conversation. I feel like I need a smoke. I don't know why.
How about OGs, Craig?
Just tap nigga. Yeah, OGs on a flavorful Friday.
It's flavoring Fridays.
I know we're not ready for that yet, but I might have at the office. I didn't take one. I physically took it out of the office, and it's downstairs in my drawer, ready for tonight.
For Friday. I love it.
Flavoring Fridays. I thought it was appropriate.
I have one last question from the chat before we can move on from this conversation and have some fun. Caleb said, is he just Perlini territory right now? All the tools in the world, but just effing do it, bud.
No.
I don't think no, because it's an entirely different skill set.
Yeah, the skill sets are different, and the person is different. I think Logan Cooley, and I love Brendan Perlini. I think it took Brendan Perlini a long time to figure out that he wanted to be a hockey player. And I know Brendan Perlini's a really eclectic, interesting guy, and he's got a lot of different interests. And I'm not sure that hockey was always at the top or even near the top at times in his life. Not an insult, it's the truth. And he was a very high skilled player. Cooley's a different skill set for one, and two, I think his motivation to play hockey is different. I think he's got a different internal engine than I saw out of Perlini, and maybe I don't want to take anything away from Brendan Perlini, because at times he was dynamic as a hockey player. Brendan Perlini, I tell you, Craig, see this too. He's a thoughtful, interesting human being, and sometimes hockey just might not have been the most important thing to him, and not in a bad way. He did other things. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Craig?
Yeah, I think it's fair. And also with Perlini, still looking at the skill set again, I mean, we know he had great speed and a great shot, but he's not a guy that was going to play with the puck on his stick, right?
No.
Logan Cooley is a playmaker. He's a creator. He's a distributor. In addition to what he can do, he can finish as well. We know he can finish. I just think his skill set is much greater than Brendan Perlini's.
That's fair too.
All right, we will move on and have some more fun conversation for this Flavoring Friday. But before we get there, if you want to bet on tomorrow night's game, maybe you stay away from money line and bet some player props. But maybe Ingram over and saves. That could be fun. There's a lot to bet on. I don't see the spread right now, but that's because every NHL team plays today except for the Coyotes and the Golden Knights, I believe. So plenty of NHL to bet on today. We also have a full weekend of college football rivalry games to bet on.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of money lines, what is the Territorial Cup money line?
Last I looked, it was like -3 something U of A. Shane just texted me, Lawson Cross anytime goal. There you go. Bet MGM. You can do it all.
Fire.
Yeah. Seriously, that's a good bet. So if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use the bonus code PHNX when you sign up. You can place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile application of at least $10, and you'll receive $200 instantly in additional winnings, regardless of your wager's outcome. You can check out the show notes for full details, and now you can listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Nevada, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., New York, or Ontario.
If you've never been to the BetMGM Sportsbook inside of Gila River Resorts and Casinos Wild Horse Pass, you're missing out because it is It is awesome. And we're going to be out there this Sunday for a Cardinals watch party and PHNX Cardinals live pre-halftime and post-game show. So come join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, if you're looking at your Christmas list saying, how am I going to do this? You can win $1 million from Gila River Resorts and Casinos. That might help. With the Big Red Showdown, you can play fun, free games online for a chance to win $1 million in cash. You can play weekly pick'ems and win up to $1,000 in free bonus play every week. Visit GilaMillionDollarShowdown.com to get in on the action. And for more information on Gila River Resorts and Casinos and all they have to offer, head to playatgila.com. What does that sound?
What is Craig doing? Is he like jingle bells going?
I just was pushing through it, but what does that sound?
That would be the trash rolling down the sidewalk in front of me right now. Yeah. They're taking out the trash at the ice rink. So, is there a metaphor in there somewhere? There probably is.
I don't know.
Probably is.
My brain went
I'm not
there
smart
right
enough
away.
to come up with it. Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, let's have some fun on this Friday fun day. And we'll start with, how was your guys' Thanksgiving?
Go ahead, Petey.
Mine's quick. I had breakfast with my son and my wife. We went to a restaurant. We were done by 9:30, and then I don't know. We had some frozen turkey, just her and I. He had other things to do, and that was it. I don't know. Did we watch football?
What time were you in bed, buddy?
Oh shit! Easy by 9. She pissed me off though because we started a movie. She fell asleep. So we got to stop the movie. I can't keep the movie going. So I didn't get it. And then later when she woke up, we started a series, which we're going to talk about later in this. Great series. I was all in. She fell asleep during that. So I turned that off. But I got nothing. It didn't work. Christmas decorations started during the day. So we'll turn them on today. I finished them today. So 2 days.
Thank you. We'll talk about that in a minute too. Leah,
they're not on, but they're out.
We started drinking at 9 a.m. mimosas. My mom, aunt, and uncle soaked vodka in cranberry, put cranberries in vodka and added sugar and soaked it for 4 days. So we had cranberry flavored vodka that we also added to our mimosas. So that just kind of paints the picture of my family Thanksgiving. My mom and aunt cooked an amazing meal and we had a lovely time, and I ate far too much, significantly too much, but it was a success.
Can you imagine Craig's
I wish people could see the
kitchen clean?
I wish people could see the notes that I sent before we ever did this segment, because it basically played out for both of you like I thought it would. Petey in bed early, very uneventful day. Leah, a wonderful time with family. Of
and
course,
what's Craig complaining
day.
about the food and his? Never mind. Good conversation at the dinner table.
You can't complain at Tara. There's no chance you complained that Tara did. No.
Tara didn't make the
wonderful
meal,
cook. Oh, she
Tara didn't make the meal. No.
Who did?
Thanksgiving's at my parents' house. So yeah. So I tried something interesting. There was the cranberry sauce. There was orange rind in it, and actually, it really added to the flavor. So I'm all on board. With
I do that. I make the cranberry sauce every year, and I put orange zest.
Hard to put orange rind in something I won't.
Yeah, orange zest is the proper term. Thank you, Leah.
I've had mac and cheese. Screw the cranberry sauce.
That's the one thing that Tara did make. She made mac and cheese.
No, we didn't make it. Fire. KD. By the way, KD has a new one where it doesn't come in powder. It comes with the sauce. Did you know that, Leah? It's KD with the sauce. Not the powder, like the Velveeta ones with the squishy.
I like the powder.
Well, no powder. It's quicker. Cook the noodles, pour in the thing. Yes, we had KD. KD was the best part of the damn meal. The instant KD was fire.
Yeah. So.
And the
anyway, we had the family. You know how I feel about Thanksgiving dinner. So I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah.
So how many people attended yours, Craig? How many people were around the table at your dinner?
13.
Oh, that had to go well. We had 2.
Yeah, it was good.
2.
What do you mean?
We had 8.
Lively conversation.
13 friends and family. First of all, I couldn't put together 13 friends and family. It's perfect
too many. Harmony at the table the entire night. I don't know what you're talking about. We're all in agreement on the global political situation.
Oh my.
None of this stuff ever comes up at my family. We just compliment each other all night. That's really what dinners are like with my family. So I don't know what you're talking about.
My family got into JFK assassination conspiracy theories, so that's
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds fun.
That's really weird because we were talking about JFK as well last night. And the two prevailing theories were government or the mob. What'd you guys come up with?
I don't know, because I was trying to tune it out.
Kept saying I'm Canadian.
Oh, Lord. Craig, did you watch any football? Because I know how you feel about sports being played on Thanksgiving.
The games were on, yes. I was aware of them. I mean, the Detroit Lions, even though they're good this season, did what they often do on Thanksgiving. They were terrible and they lost. And
Perfect.
Petey's
Caleb
happy because the Vikings are back in it.
Caleb and I agree.
I watched the 49ers and the Highlighters. Oh no, that's not their name. It's the Seahawks. But wow, those uniforms, those were something else. Yeah, it was on. So I paid a little bit of attention to it. But yeah, are we segueing into this segment?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So this is what I think the NHL gets right. And I've been watching some of my former colleagues complain that there were no games on Thanksgiving. Mark Lazarus, not calling you out, but yeah, I am calling you out. This is what the NHL gets right. Give them a damn holiday off. I don't think it's good that the NFL plays on Thanksgiving. I know it's a tradition. I don't think it's good that the NFL plays on Christmas or the NBA has a quintuple header on Christmas Day, whatever the hell they do now. Give the players the damn holiday off. Let them be with their families. But it's all about profit. It's all about profit with those leagues. They don't care. They'll do anything they can to squeeze a little more profit out. That's why you have horrible Thursday night football every week. Stop. Just let them be with their families. Do the right thing. This is where I like the NHL's approach. I know a lot of people think that this league is run poorly, and you can make some arguments on that
today.
front. But right here, they get it right. They get it right, in my opinion. I like the fact that the holidays matter to the NHL.
I worked for the team for 23 years, and for a large majority of that, at least the first half, they played on Thanksgiving Day. I remember we played the New Jersey Devils 3 consecutive seasons on Thanksgiving Day, and there were matinees, and that sucked because you couldn't have dinner before because it was too early. You couldn't have dinner after because it was too late. Hated it, just dumb. And unfortunately, yeah, I don't think they should play, Craig, because it's not. This might sound awful. It's not the players. It's not even the players I care about. And it might not even be the staff. It's everybody else that has to go to work that day. It's all the ushers, the ticket takers, the concession stand people that are working for hourly wages, and they're not with their families on the day. That's where I look. You want to make $1 million, buddy? If you have work on Christmas, okay, too bad on you. But it's everybody else that really, really suffers. And they just, there's no, I don't know if they get time enough. Maybe they do time enough, double time. But I think it affects so many people for the entertainment of others. Yeah, I'm glad the NHL doesn't play on Thanksgiving, Christmas. I really am. And I know you look at a lot of teams like have to travel on Christmas because they got to get to wherever they're going, or it's the middle of a road trip, so they're technically there. But then they do get an opportunity to have a Thanksgiving dinner with the team, which we've done on the road before in the past too. I think it's everybody else, not just the players. So I'm glad they do it the way they do it. However, I enjoy the hell out of watching other sports on those days. Like I can't tell you how much sports I watched yesterday. It was a big part of what my family's celebration has been since I was a kid, is watching football. And I don't know if I can see that go away on Thanksgiving. Christmas, I'll give you, Craig.
They count on you. They're counting on that very attitude.
Yep.
They are counting on you not caring about all those families, but caring about your own viewership that day.
You are correct.
What they're counting on. Yep.
Yes.
However, I need the dog show to maintain on Thanksgiving because the dog show is elite.
We had the dog show on for quite a while, and I didn't see who did.
Justice for the Great Dane.
Who won?
The little Stash dog, the little dog named Stash, the little brown one.
Yeah, I saw that. No rat dogs. They shouldn't win. It should be big dogs.
Rat dogs.
Yeah, there were some beautiful dogs. We watched the first half of that. We have it on tape.
Define rat dog.
Just a little, like Chihuahua. Chihuahua's a rat dog. Like that's little, like the rat dog. Get them out of here. The toy things. Get a real dog. Yeah. Like my dog's little, but it's not like we didn't manufacture it to be little. It's just little. I love my dog, and he should win that every day.
Caleb said Carson was robbed.
That's great.
Naming the dog. So was
we got to watch the second half. It was really fun. But Craig, you're right, and yes.
Go ahead.
No, you're right. I feel guilty now, kind of. Not really.
Yeah, the great thing for you though is when the Coyotes didn't play on Thanksgiving, Rick Tocchet always gave you the day off, I'm sure.
Oh,
to, spend
Jesus
time.
Christ. It didn't matter to him. We practiced. We went and practiced. And that's true. 100%. No, we're practicing today. Well, can't we just come in on Friday and practice? Well, no, Thursday's better. Well, why is Thursday better? We had so many arguments with him. The other one was Sundays. He didn't like giving Sundays off. And we don't play till Tuesday. We can't practice Monday. No, Sunday's the right day. No, give us Sunday off. Well, what's the matter to you? Because we all have families. Like, everybody works. Like, kids go to school. Like, can we see our families? Oh, arguments. And that was an argument at Thanksgiving that they had to go in and practice. We did. It's okay now, because guess who doesn't make me do that? PHNX. Thank you, Saul. Love it.
That's right.
Buy the merch.
Buy the merch is right. Actually, that's a great point, because first of all, I'm wearing my we're effing dangerous shirt.
Craig doesn't have. Never mind.
No, you got
I'm wearing my Petey merch.
Yeah, that's staff only. But
that's right.
I can't. Yeah, if you haven't bought it yet, do it.
Literally go, because the sizes are selling out. I think we're actually
I couldn't get the letter shirts sold out. Boo.
So much stuff. Shirts up to 90% off. Team gear at least 20% off. PHNX gear 33% off. Hats and hoodies $10 off. And if you spend $75 or more, you'll get a $15 gift card. So do not miss out, and get those new shirts. Those are on sale. New releases on sale.
Those new release shirts for the university brands, the U of A and ASU, both of those are fantastic.
I love the ASU one. I'm sad that
I do too.
Never buy it because I can't.
I'm not going to buy it either, but I thought that was really cool.
Good gift though.
I showed my son, and he said no, because he's
I just like the prices. I like the price. Petey, you remember Crazy Eddie in New York?
No.
Not ringing a bell. Okay.
I mean, I know of furniture.
Crazy Eddie. His prices are insane.
Furniture, right?
About PHNX right now. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. He sold a shit ton of stuff.
I thought it was furniture, but whatever. Yes.
Oh boy. Anyway, don't miss out. PHNXlocker.com, and it's all through the weekend. But make sure you do it today before.
So it's not really Black Friday. It's Black Weekend.
I mean, it's been like Black Friday week all week.
Leah, you think I'm kidding? My first order was in by 7 a.m. and that is not a lie.
I don't think you're kidding.
And then I don't know if the merch dropped. When did it drop? At midnight, and I just didn't refresh my browser, or didn't it not go on till like 8 o'clock this morning? Do you know?
I don't know.
Oh.
You just gotta be diligent, Petey.
Leah was drinking all day, Petey. You forgot that part.
Point. I'm going to start drinking and taking OGs immediately. I'm
Danielle is here. What do you have to
Petey,
say?
I got my crew neck at like exactly midnight.
Oh, you did?
So it is your fault, Petey.
Exactly.
So it was mine. So I did not refresh my browser. So it's on me.
Yeah.
It's on you.
Not surprising.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
But we need crew necks, because we thought the hockey fans should embrace the goddamn thing, because it's cold in hockey rinks, and we've been asking for this for 3 years, and it has finally come to fruition. So put the sweatshirts where your mouth is, and let's get some sweatshirts at the rink. Well, because it's our fault, Leah, that they have them. Like, the hockey people said we were cold.
Well, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see those at the rink. I really am. I cannot wait for mine. Oh my God. It's literally my favorite thing we've put out. So
can we talk about something else that we put out recently?
Sure.
Okay.
As a group, as the threesome that the three of us did, that prepared. And honestly, it is, but by far, Leah did send me a note saying best content we've ever created, which is saying a lot, because we've created some really cool stuff. And if anybody ever wondered how, Craig's got this beautiful timbre to his voice when he actually talks loud enough to hear it, you should hear him sing. Did I don't know if you heard that. Did you hear Craig sing, Leah?
You can hear Craig sing right after this show ends, because we are debuting a new segment called Bare Necessities. And just to give you a hint at what the song might be, if you've ever, Bare Necessities, Jungle Book. So we're gonna sit down. Well, Craig's gonna sit down with head coach Andre Tourney. Like monthly, Craig? Probably
periodically.
For just a different sit down, not just Craig at the podium or banner or whatever with Bear getting the goalie updates. This is going to be something separate from that, with a specific topic every time, from something serious to something funny, to Bear's personality, whatever it may be. And the first one drops today, right after our show ends. And if you want to hear not just Craig sing, but me and Petey sing, for, as I said, is the best thing we've ever done, you can check that out. So
and we had who do we have on guitar?
With Magician?
Yeah, was it the Magician?
The Magician.
It was.
Yeah, I
The
think
Magician on guitar.
I
Fully
might have-
produced by
Yeah,
us.
it is us. It's the three of us made that. We made the music.
PHNX
and-
Coyotes. What's
Yeah.
our record company called?
I don't know.
I don't know, but we do need a band name, so I'll throw that out to the Discord. Or the chat here. We just need a band name for the three of us.
Before we start the world tour, because I don't disagree that we should be a band because we were that good. And I'm not kidding. You need to tune in to hear us sing and play. The problem is with these rock star people, their concerts start like 8 or 9. That ain't gonna work. Like that doesn't work for me. Like no.
Yeah.
11 a.m. sounds good.
We can do like a coffee shop at 11, and that works.
Yeah,
I could do that. We could like be the
you know what else?
Card. What?
You know, since we're in a band, eventually we'll break up. Like we'll have philosophical differences. We'll battle. We'll have issues with each other. So
Leah,
you gotta get it while you can, because who knows when we're gonna break.
Leah. It's always one band member. They can't. She's mixing the cranberries and
cranberry vodka with the mimosas.
Always one of them. Yeah, ruins it for the rest.
That's the thing. You know, with such brilliant talents like us, it's like when Fleetwood Mac recorded Rumors way back when, and they had all that strife where they had to stay in separate places, but they came together in the studio and they created a masterwork of art. And of course, then they hated each other shortly after that. So that's the way it goes, but it's okay.
Karen said you're more of a brunch entertainment group.
Yes, I can see Craig and I would do the early morning shift at Starbucks. You know, like coffee shops where they have the players later. Craig and I'd be there at 6:05. Like, let's tune it up. Here we go.
At 9 o'clock, people are starting to
walk Craig in. And Pete.
Thank you all for joining us. We're out of here.
We're walking out. That's it. That's a wrap for today.
All right. Well, without further ado, we have a teaser from the first episode.
We do.
But the teaser doesn't have the song? We're
not teasing the song? You got to go watch it to listen to the song.
Karen, do you got that? Caleb, Charles, everybody?
All right.
Nicholas,
so without further
listen to the
ado,
song.
here's a teaser of the first episode of Bare Necessities.
Well, like I often say, captaincy for me has to be uncontested. Has to be. I hear someone else say that, but it's exactly what it is. I think captain. If you ask the fans, they will know who's the captain. As the owner, he will think he names the captain. The GM will think he picks the captain. The coach will think he picks the captain. The player will think they pick the captain. And if all of those people pick the same person, you have a captain.
I don't know why that went in the middle screen. By the way, I lost my light. I'm sorry. We're almost done, but I don't know why that was in the middle of the screen. But there you go. There is the topic of the first episode of Bare Necessities. Why hasn't Andre Tourigny named a captain? I know this is a question that people ask all the time in Discord, on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever, just in casual conversation. He talks a lot about his philosophy on naming a captain. And he dives deep into not just that philosophy, but also the leadership, the current existing leadership team of the Coyotes. And I have to say, it's an unbelievable interview. So I'm really looking forward for everybody to hear it.
Yeah, and just a shout out to Andre. I said this to you guys, but I need to say this publicly. Wow, what's going on? Leah's got a strobe effect going here right now.
We're having some.
Are we testing effects for our first tour?
For our first show, for our first concert.
Yeah, okay. The thing with Andre, like, Andre's not in a good mood right now because the team's not playing well. But in the midst of all that, he sat down with the two of us and recorded this lengthy segment talking about the captaincy, which is something that he's talked about before. He's already explained himself, but he dove deep into it and gave us some great insight in spite of the fact that he's dealing with trying to win games, trying to get his team to play the right way. So shout out to Andre Tourigny for just taking the time and providing, like I said, just incredible insights.
Absolutely. So you can find that actually as soon as the show ends on the PHNX Sports YouTube channel. So if you haven't subscribed there, make sure you do so, because as I always say, it's not just our live shows on there. It's supplemental content such as this as well. Petey is already fully checked out of this episode. He put on his Shady Rays. And if you're looking for another great holiday gift, Shady Rays, highly recommend, because not only are they affordable, they're a great gift. If I got Shady Rays in my stocking or elsewhere, I would absolutely be thrilled. So check out Shady Rays. They also have an amazing Black Friday sale going on right now, their biggest sale of the year. Don't miss out on the best deals for shades, snow goggles, and prescription sunglasses. You can go to shadyrays.com and try for yourself the shades, rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Petey, are you wearing the sunglasses because you're done or because you're trying to hide the fact that you took an OGs before the show?
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm ready to relax.
So let me get this straight. You took an OGs before the show. Leah's hungover and hanging out at home.
I'm not.
Is that how it's going?
Exactly.
Is that accurately
Again,
captured?
Craig,
Craig's the only one
point.
doing work today.
You are on point.
Nope. Well, we can all unwind later with an OGs because OGs has something for everyone, whether it's indica, sativa, microdose, sleep edition, happy balance. I know that's the one that Petey took home, the happy balance. So you can right now head to zenleafdispensaries.com, find your closest location, order your favorite OGs gummies for pickup, and enter code PHNX to get 25% off at checkout. So make sure you're not missing that. This deal is exclusive to our PHNX listeners, and reminder, it's available only for online pickup orders. Discount code PHNX is active until November 30th. All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
Well, yeah, 2 things.
Okay.
One, I just want to say Rick Bowness is back behind the bench tonight for the first time after his wife had a seizure and had some complications there. So Rick Bowness is back with the Winnipeg Jets. He's coaching behind the bench tonight against the Florida Panthers, and he's been in this organization before, and he's a wonderful man, and I'm so glad everything turned out well for him and that he's back behind the bench. That's great. And what happened to our weekend binge, Leah?
Well, I was going to skip it because my computer started to die. I knew I was going to lose my light. I was trying to wrap up the show.
Oh, it's too late.
And then there was 1,000 technical difficulties, but now I have my light and my computer's plugged in, so we can do weekend binge.
Okay. Before we do that, I just want to say that there's a special place in hell for people who turn their Christmas lights on before today. Just want to put that out there. But go ahead.
Oh my God, there's 2 houses outside my street that are like, I feel bad for their neighbors because you are blinded. It's like Christmas Vacation when that couple next door is trying to sleep or whatever, and then the lights in their window.
That's terrible. See, Craig, but is it okay on Thanksgiving Day to put them up? We didn't light them.
Yeah, I'm okay with that as long as they're not lit. But
we didn't light them.
Pay homage to Thanksgiving, even though it is a mid-holiday. Yeah. Pay homage to it. Like celebrate it with your family. Let it pass before you move on to Christmas. I don't want to see your Christmas decorations lit up on November 12th. Or whatever the hell it is. And I'm so tired of seeing Christmas merch in like October if I go to Lowe's or Home Depot.
I followed the rules, Craig. I will be lighting it at sundown tonight.
There are rules too. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care about this to each his own mentality. No, you're wrong. Sorry.
No, it's
no individualism, only
Craig,
group
not here.
Nope. Society sets rules, and that is one of them. I agree, Craig, wholeheartedly.
Oh my God.
We live in a civilized society.
We live in a society.
Yes. The day after Thanksgiving is the only correct answer.
All right. Yep. Let's do weekend binge. I'll start because I put this in there because I actually have a show. I finally, I haven't been watching a lot of TV lately, but I started a new show earlier this week and I really wanted to share it with everyone. It's on Netflix and it's called Bodies. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
So good.
Oh my God.
So good.
It's so good. So a little premise for everyone. Basically, it started in 2023. A detective finds a dead body in an alley. In 1941, a detective finds a dead body in an alley. The same body. In 1890, same one. And you're just like, what is going on? It's like, you never know what's coming. It's not one of those shows that you can predict. And it's so good. I'm on episode 5. I think there's 8 episodes. Okay. It's a mini series.
Don't say a word.
I won't. It's
I have watched
so
it all.
good.
It's
so good.
Spectacular.
So I've got it in my queue, Leah, and I know Craig talked about this at one point too, but I just want to make sure and if you give it away, Craig, I swear to God, I quit the show. Well, no, don't do that because you actually might. I know exactly. Promise. Well, never mind. Let's do something else. But is the ending even moderately satisfying?
Yes, that's all I'll say.
That's all I say. Because some of those sci-fi shows don't. And remember that one that we had? What was the one where they worked in the office where they forgot things in real life? Severance. No, not Severance. Was it Severance?
Severance, but that was only season
But that's
1.
not over. That's coming back.
I know, but that last episode of that show, because sci-fi shows can really blow an ending. They can blow it. And Severance, like, oh my God, that last episode, I was standing up watching it. I was so anxious and nervous. It was unbelievable. I might go watch it again before season 2 comes out. So Leah, I can't wait.
Take an OGs before you watch it.
Oh my God, just
season
to relax
2 ever
me.
comes out, by the way. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right,
But
so
Flavor
that's
and
my
Fridays,
weekend.
OGs, bodies. I want to see it. So I'm glad. Craig, do you have a new one?
I'm watching one with my kids that they really like. And listen, I'm not an anime guy by and large, but I'm watching Blue-Eyed Samurai. It's good. It's good.
Okay.
I'm not
Craig,
gonna say anything more. I don't want to give anything away, but I watched it with my kids. They love it, and I was like, okay,
you can give the whole thing away. You can tell me the ending and who did it. HK. But my point of that, Craig, is, but Craig always prefaces things with, "Oh, it's my kids made me do it. It was my kid." But I bet you
it was my kids who made me do it because I'm not going to anime.
Craig Morgan,
like,
you might have been.
Most of the time, anime, I'm like, what is this? It's like
just like Bill Armstrong doesn't watch Love Island.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly. He doesn't know everybody. Oh, Craig, maybe I'll try. I'm not mistaken. My wife might have just turned the heat on for the first time in 2023. We're gonna have to have a chat.
Early.
We might have to have a chat about that. Yeah, that's way early. So that will be off as soon as the show is over. And I'm going to go along with Pete Blackburn and what he put up on this morning. He talked about Fargo. Oh yeah, for sure. They got the new season of Fargo. Season 5 is out on Hulu. I'm telling you, I know the movie is absolutely top 10 classic all time, the Coen brothers. And you went to the series. I don't know if you ever watched the series, Craig. Did you ever see the series Fargo? Did you ever watch it?
I haven't watched it yet, but I'm jumping.
Season 1 and 2. Season 1 and 2, they're all a standalone anthology series. So you just watch the one; it has nothing to do with the next one. So,
okay.
But the first 2 were great. 3 kind of lost me, and 4 was just downright bad. Season 5 is right back to the roots, and it is fantastic. And I've got through episode 1 last night. Can't wait to watch the next one. They're small town Minnesota people in unusual circumstances, and how do they deal with them? So highly recommend.
All right.
Awesome. Cool. Well, it feels good to do a weekend binge. It's been a long time.
Yeah, we needed a fun show, a palate cleanser, because this team has been disappointing us, and I'm worried about tomorrow.
Yeah. So tomorrow, whatever happens, we'll be live for the first PHNX Coyotes After Dark edition of the season. It's a tough matchup for the Coyotes, and it's a tough matchup for us versus the 8 p.m. start and an 11 p.m. postgame show. So we all know that those shows get a little wild. That's where we theorized that Jacob Chikrin was a vampire, among other things. So you never know what's going to happen on PHNX.
We need a storyline like that, don't we? Yeah, we need another storyline like that. I also heard Petey was bringing dinner for us, Leah. Did you hear that?
Tomorrow? Yeah.
Well, Craig, Petey will have eaten 8 hours before we even arrive.
The game doesn't start till 8. Do you think I'm having dinner at 8? I'll be able to get in. My wife and I'll go to bed first before I go downtown to the studio. I'll get a nap in before the game starts at 8.
Pre-game nap.
I will.
Oh, boy. All right. Well, whatever happens, we'll be live.
Oh my God, CWP's right though. It is going to be after dark. That could be bad.
Yeah, we're gonna need caffeine. Is what we're gonna need.
Is there a basketball game tomorrow too?
No.
So is it just us in the studio? Do we know? No, because U of A, ASU.
No, that's a day game.
Oh, so it's just us.
I heard.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard there was like a one-on-one HBO special, Scott Foster versus Chris Paul.
Wow, CWP. Wow.
Oh boy.
All right.
Let's get out of here. Let's go.
Longer than we all wanted to be here.
Yeah. Let's go enjoy our Thanksgiving leftovers. You can be sure to subscribe to the PHNX Sports YouTube channel, and also don't miss out on our Black Friday sale, phnxlocker.com. Go get those new crew necks, that new shirt. It's amazing. And it's on sale right now, which new stuff never is. So I was actually very surprised to see it on sale. And you can follow us on Twitter at @SpeedosHockey, at Craig S. Morgan. The S stands for Soapbox today. I'm at Leah Merrill. You can follow Danielle at Abracadanielle. Follow the show at PHNX_Coyotes. And if you're listening on audio, hit the little 5-star button and leave us a 5-star review. We sincerely appreciate it. I hope everybody had a very happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you all tomorrow.
It's the bare necessities.
We all silly like the mayor.